And as I mentioned at the beginning of the fight, it was the near unanimous opinion of experts that Hayes' best chances would come early in the fight, and that the longer it went, the worse it might be for him. Early on, there was tremendous crowd enthusiasm and excitement every time Hayes threw a punch. Now, there's a palpable silence in the arena, and Hayes lands a right hand to bring the crowd back. His most significant shot in a few rounds. And he follows it up with nothing. So obviously he didn't believe the punch did damage.
No, he's not really interested in landing a bunch of follow-up punches. He only wants to land one or two big ones every now and then. You got to remember, his nickname is Haymaker. Not boxer, not punch maker, not punch thrower, but Haymaker.
Well, we've seen the absence of jabs. He threw them in one round. There's one. But by and large, it's been the lead right hand or the lead left hook. Often at a wild angle. And the right hand for Klitschko lands on Hayes' chin. Vladimir Klitschko's best punch in this fight has been his left hook. He's thrown it very sparingly. You heard Emanuel Stewart between rounds begging him to throw left hooks. And he's getting closer with the right hand. That seems to be his focus, Roy.
Yeah, that is his focus, and I think that's his best punch for him. Is a straight right lead because it's safer for him. It lands at a much, much farther distance away, so he can be much more defensive afterwards.
Let's go. Can you take a point away from a fighter to deliberately going to the canvas?
A flopper, a soccer flopper. I don't know that I've ever seen it, but I think Hayes flopped twice in the last 2 rounds.
And you know,
here's the left hook.
It would help him flop more if Vladimir would shoot a right hand to the rib cage every now and then, but he won't.
Well, at the end of the day, it's just something he doesn't do. Hard right hand by Klitschko.
And that's good. It was smart because he's not overcommitting to it, so he can't easily be countered after he throws it.
Well, coming up July 23, we do expect great excitement and a hand speed extravaganza in Las Vegas between Amir Khan and his most experienced opponent yet, Zab Judah. Let's look ahead to the fight in their words.
This is not a game. This is for real.
I've been in bigger fights than Amir Khan. I've been in bigger showdowns and bigger arenas.
Let's go.
When he gets to the Mandalay Bay on July 23rd, he'll see that only one that's going to leave that ring victorious will be Super Judah.
Fought some great fighters, but I really think he's not a world-class fighter, really, because if you think about it, all the top guys he's fought, Mayweather, Costa Tszyu, Miguel Cotto, he's been beaten by them guys, and he just lacks that world-class level.
July 23, Amir Khan coming off his Fight of the Year win over Marcus Maidana in December against Zab Judah, who took the place of Tim Bradley in that fight, and it's a great opportunity for him. Harold Letterman, how do you have it scored coming to the 10th?
Okay, Jim, 7-1, 1 even, 88-82, Vladimir Klitschko. You know, David Hayes just got to pick up the pace. I mean, he said he couldn't win a decision. He's absolutely given this fight away by not throwing any punches. Vladimir just piling up points with that left jab. David Hayes just looks at him, bobs weak, but doesn't punch. In round 9, Gino Rodriguez rightly won Vladimir Klitschko for throwing that right hand, backhand. You can't backhand the guy. You have to hit the guy with the knuckle part of the glove. You can't throw it backhand. 8-1, 1 even, Vladimir Klitschko.
Vladimir's dream scenario coming into the fight, he said, was a 12th round knockout, so that he could have as much time as possible to punish Hay for all the things he said leading up to this fight in the last 2 years, and then put him away. He knocked Eddie Chambers out in the last 5 seconds of the 12th round. He'd love to duplicate that feat here. It's not that easy. More likely, it appears now, the routinely one-sided decision. which has been a feature of the Klitschko's careers, although Vladimir has had 9 knockouts in his last 10 fights.
In this scenario, and in this case, for this fight particularly, I wouldn't be so mad at Vladimir if he won by using his jab and being smart. I mean, we want to see him do things and take risks and do dangerous things, but if he's trying to win this fight and he already has a 7-round lead, why would he take a chance of trying to knock this guy out when it's very possible that this guy could knock him out?
Hey, it's one of the oldest sayings in the sport. Win this one, look sensational the next time.
But, you know, Hay is giving him nothing to fight. Hay is just
Another flop.
making a non-fight out of it.
And Gino Rodriguez just told Hay, don't do that again. He's tired of watching the flops.
Well, he smacked Klitschko with a good right hand before he flopped that time.
So it was a combination. A punch and a flop. If you have a problem with Klitschko dominance in the heavyweight division because you think they're just too big for fair competition, you're probably right. The closest anybody came to putting a wrinkle on Vladimir in his last 13 fights was Tony Thompson, who took him into the 11th and landed a few good shots. Tony Thompson, 6'5".
Well, there's another guy that's waiting on him that doesn't like neither one of them, and he has the same animosity that David Hay has for him. And he's not a bad fighter himself. His name is Sasha Povetkin.
But he had a chance to fight Vladimir a couple of years ago and backed out of it, and it's unclear when he'll get a chance to fight the Klitschkos.
I just think he wasn't ready to do it.
Hard right hand by Vladimir. Hay grabs him and then tries to hit him in the back of the head.
Let's go. You hit him back. Let's go. Let's go.
And frankly, David Hay's performance in this fight is becoming more and more disappointing with each passing round.
I would say, given everything that led up to the fight, it's humiliating. He has 3 minutes to undo the previous 33.
No, he got 6.
I'm sorry.
Punches landed round by round, and here you see Klitschko dominance again. In every round since the 5th, landing in double figures, landing in double figures in most of the rounds, landing more than David in every round.
But you don't punch. You don't punch. He's right, you're tired. You're worried about waiting until the perfect position. Let the left hook right here and go. Don't worry about it being so hard. Just don't let it go. Let it go. You got to pick it up this round, son.
Stewart still wants more. Stewart's like a football coach who wants to build the lead.
And Hay so far seems content to go home as a lucky loser who made a big payday.
With a 50-50 share of the purse. Exactly right. Congratulations on having talked his way into that one. Larry, you made the point before the fight. David Hay was actually the betting favorite in Great Britain. British bookies reportedly made a lot of money off the Ricky Hatton-Floyd Mayweather fight. There's another flop, and now Gino's gonna call it a knockdown. That's his answer. You want a flop? We'll call it a knockdown.
We're trying to turn this vast stadium into a flop house.
Well, that was an intelligent way for Gino Rodriguez to take care of that problem.
Very intelligent.
I thought in a creative way. I've never seen that before. If Hay was unsure he was behind in the fight before, he has to know there's only one way he can win it now. What is he made of as a prize fighter?
Yeah, we'll find out right here for sure.
Well, frankly, in the eyes of almost everybody who knows boxing, there was always only one way for him to win the fight. Box. Those people who bet on David Hay weren't betting on him to get a decision over Vladimir Klitschko. They were betting on the knockout.
Yeah, but they were betting also that he would take some chances and risks to get there.
Yeah, and he can't say the ring was wet, was why he didn't take these chances.
I think maybe he's wet the ring.
You're in rare form tonight, Larry. Hard right hand again by Klitschko. Target practice at this point in the fight. Good left hook by Vladimir. Good choice, too. That was the check hook.
Yeah, that's what he should have been doing all along instead of just grabbing him behind the head. If he threw that check hook at him some, he probably would have caught him by now.
The check hook was the punch with which Floyd Mayweather knocked out Ricky Hatton when Hatton walked into it in the 10th round.
I'm gonna count you out. I'm gonna count you out. Let's go, box.
1 round to go.
This is it, baby. It looked like that was good that he called that knockdown because he had took a point away before. This round, trying to finish up strongly. These guys are not that dangerous. You see, you got him out of balance all the time, but after that, go to him a little bit more. You're fighting a good fight, but you stepped it up a little bit, you stop this guy. You're trying to wait till everything is perfect. You know, this guy's tired. And he never catches you when you punch. You got to remember, he's not a counter puncher. That's what you got to remember. Anytime he punches, he has to run forward. He's not the type of guy.
Here you see the referee is just as disgusted as we are some. David Haye comes in, loses his mouthpiece. Klitschko pulls him forward a little bit, but the referee says, you know what? I took a point from Klitschko. Now it's your turn.
Right in front of us, Carl Froch is standing up and trying to get the British fans into a frenzy for this one last round.
Carl Froch is a very good super middleweight from Britain. I think he'd make a better fight of this.
That's good defense by Klitschko.
It's the typical mode of operation for fighters who lose to Vladimir Klitschko to immediately demand a fight with Vitaly and get in line. I'm not sure how much enthusiasm there's going to be for a David Haye matchup with the even bigger and some think even tougher Vitaly Klitschko.
Yeah, I thought he had the best chance by landing a haymaker against this Klitschko than he does the brother. The brother's a lot more disciplined.
There's a good punch.
Here's a hard right hand by Haye. His best shot of the fight. And Vladimir is holding on.
And he's hurt.
It may be because he was stunned by that right hand.
I think he was. It was his longest hold of the fight.
Yep.
And the Brits are up. They've got 2 minutes left in which to wish their man home. And Klitschko has decided to fight back. He wants to answer. He's angry that Haye stunned him with that shot. And now he wants to make his point entirely.
At least Haye is not flapping now.
Vladimir bouncing on his feet. Haye woke him up. Let's see if David can land another one.
He's not giving Haye a chance to build something up off that punch by being offensive instead of just playing the round out because he has to know he's way ahead.
Indeed, since the near knockdown, since the stunning punch by Haye, Vladimir's been more dominant than at any time in the fight.
Yeah, they just traded some really good punches in the ring. Both fighters, I think, landed the right hand on each other.
Clock ticking now, less than a minute to go.
Is it too little? Too late.
Haye needs lightning right now. Klitschko just needs to stand up and finish.
Klitschko did his homework because all of David Haye's combinations that he's thrown tonight, Klitschko has been ready and has had the proper defense for them.
It's as he said, anticipation neutralizes speed.
Vladimir Klitschko closing in on his 14th consecutive victory. Ever since he came a cropper against Lehman Brewster, Emmanuel